So we're popping up on a player in my kitchen with John Easley, Mr. Lemon Lime himself, and honestly and truly one of my best friends. I know you've heard a lot of people or a few DJs on popping up on a player say how they thought John was an unsung hero in Detroit, and well, not unsung hero. I'm sorry, underrated DJ. They've also said things like, the brother's deep and, he puts it down or what have you. So this one is kind of special to me because John truly, truly is, out of all the DJs I don't know none of them like I know this player here. We've gone through a lot together. We've been through a lot together. He is, I've had three best male friends in my life, and all of them's names were John. John Macon, JJ, which is another John, and John Easley. And the thing that is common among all the Johns is every last one of them are so much like my father in the way that they are fathers, the way they take care of business, and their dedication. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my best BFF male friend, Mr. John Doit Easley. First and foremost, how'd you get the name Doit Easley?
Actually, my DJ partner in crime from the Groove Masters, Raybone Jones, gave me that name because I had told him about an experiment that we were doing when I was in high school in sociology about how names kind of have tripped out. People have tripped out names like Dick Little or something like that, and then I busted out and said something like John Do It Easily, and class got a good laugh at that. And so when I told my DJ partner that, he was like, "That's it. That's your name. We're gonna call you John Do It Easily."
And now one thing I will say is it's the Groove Masters.
Yeah.
Y'all, as far as arrangements goes, he's good at the arrangements. As far as that bottom and that foot goes, that's all you. 100%. You probably have one of the best ears for that. And how do you come to doing that? And bottom and foot, that's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
bottom could be the bass line or the kick as well. So I just love the dynamic range of a bottom. So I concentrate on making that whenever I'm making tracks. And then when I'm tune selecting, I don't like a light in the ass foot. All the records I play are bottom heavy. So I implement that in my own production. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say when you play, you have to excuse me because again, I'm a learning house head. I'm still learning a lot of stuff. So would you say that you like more bass? Because I know I like more
Well,
treble.
there's different kinds of bass. You know what I'm saying? I just like a nice heavy foot, and I like a nice rich deep bass line. I like a dirty deep bass line as well. All depends. Whatever my mood is.
Yeah, but your mood is typically you like to go deep and soulful,
Yeah.
really deep and soulful.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when, to me, you are more of a late night type of, put the top down in the car and ride out and some of the stuff that you kick is, and I know you love a lot of Glenn Underground.
Yes.
Yeah, you are strictly rhythm, strictly
Strictly
jazz,
jazz unit.
I'm sorry, strictly jazz. My bad, Glenn. I told you I was a learning computer or
Don't let
learning
Boy
house
and
head.
Glenn hear you say that. Don't bust their name
Well,
out.
if they watch this, they knew I messed up. I'm human. I'm a mess up. All right.
I tend to play their music quite a bit whenever I do a set. It's never a time that I'm gonna play and I don't play something by them.
Now, one of the things that a lot of people may not know, and that's because they weren't there when it happened, was that night at Motor City Wine. invitation only party, Mr. Louis Vega played what?
He played Lemon Lime.
He played Lemon Lime. Louis Vega played Lemon Lime, and I had to run outside and get John. Like, John, Louis Vega is playing your track. Louis Vega is playing your track. And the look on your face, you look like you had just got a new Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation, and a Wii.
I was stuck. I was just totally stuck. Like, really? He playing it?
He played it.
I thought Rick was playing it. I thought Rick got back on and he was playing it. When you dragged me in there, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go with it.
That's Louis Vega, yes. So I can honestly say that I was there the night that Louis Vega, and you were there the night that Louis Vega dropped Lemon Lime, or played Lemon Lime, because dropping the song means that's the first time that it's played, right?
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so no, I don't want to paint that picture because it had been played before. Because I know Taz really digs Lemon Lime too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Norm Talley digs Lemon Lime.
Yeah. They both expressed that with me.
Yeah. And now aside from Lemon Lime, what else have you made and who else have you collaborated with? Of course, we know the Groove Masters, and I know you and Ray have put out some things together. So, what are some of the tracks that you give me a rundown of the tracks you've actually made and who you've made them with?
Well, we Ray Bone and I had collaborated on a ensemble. It was called As You Move, and that was put out on Still Music out of Chicago. Jerome, what's up, baby? Appreciate you putting that out for us. That project right there, I didn't even know that was gonna be even released. Ray Bone and I, we was just kicking about in his studio, and the production equipment that he has, I wasn't too familiar with, but you know, me having the brain that I have on me, I kind of figured it out. And he kind of showed me some things with it. So we was just kind of messing around with our musical ability, and we came up with As She Moves.
Yeah. And that's a pretty good track. And what else have you penned or coined or laced or whatever you all call it?
My first track that was released was Harmony Park Blues. And that was on the Roundabout Sound label. It was on a compilation that Rick Wilhite and Joe Babylon had put together. With their good friends, they had combined a whole bunch of their friends together and made this beautiful deep house compilation. It was it was a really neat surprise to see that I had made that compilation. And that label is out of the Bay Area.
Yeah, because that's Joe Babylon.
Joe Babylon from Roundabout Sound.
Yeah. You know he speaks Aramaic?
Yes.
Aramaic?
Yes.
Do you know what Aramaic is?
Yes.
That's the language of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. So whenever he's in town, I always have him speak to me in Aramaic, I believe is the way it's pronounced. But anyway, and like I'm sure you've seen, you know, some of the popping up on the players. I mean, as my best male BFF, you better had to watch popping up on the players. So you know, my next question is, who are your top 5 Detroit DJs?
Whew.
Anytime.
I know you do this, and you know, I look at it like this. Me getting into the music, I've always been a fan of it first. So if you're playing good music, that's all that matters to me.
John, why you taking the sucker way out?
What?
Why you taking the sucker way out?
I ain't. I've always said
a sucker way
that.
out, John.
That's not a sucker way out.
That's a sucker way out.
Okay, here we go. Rick Wilhite.
Well,
I love to hear him spin because
it's
that
only
brother.
one Rick. We all know his last name is Will.
Well, there's Rick Wade.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Rick. I forgot about Rick.
There's quite a few Ricks.
Yeah, but there's only one godson.
Well, I never said godson.
That's true. Okay, I'm sorry.
Siblings. Anyway, Rick Wilhite. I like him because that brother will have some exclusive mix that nobody has ever had. He seems to. I can come over to his crib and be like, "Hey man, listen to this." And he'd be like, "Yeah, I like that, but
But
listen to
fool,
this." But fool,
but fool.
wait a minute. He'd go in his archives, listen to this, and I'd be like, "Really?" Head down, go ahead, bro. Do your thing. Rick Will Hyde is one. Taz. Taz is
You don't even have a word for
oof.
Taz.
Nah.
You don't really have a
He
word
takes
for
me there.
Taz.
He takes me there.
Taz take a lot of people there.
Minx, I like Minx. Minx to take you there too.
Minx will take you to places you didn't even know existed. If you could have been there yesterday, her and Donna Edwards just put the boys to shame yesterday. They just sent them home crying. They just okay. Anyway, so that's
That's
Rick,
three.
Taz, Minx. You got two more.
Mike Huckabee.
Huck gets a lot of shout outs, a lot of love, but it's Mike Huckabee, so I can dig it. I can feel it.
Yes, Mike Huckabee he's ugh, yeah. He's that dude, you know.
Beast. You know what? Before you get to the fifth one, I just want to say during Charivari, I'm not kidding. Mike Huckabee was playing, and just as day was turning to dusk, Mike Huckabee changed his whole style of playing. And I promise you, it was almost like God and Mother Nature were moving through that brother. And it was so effortless. And I was like, wow, I was just really amazed at, how he plays. But I just wanted to throw that out there. And then, so number 5.
Number 5, myself.
That's what I'm talking about. Give yourself some props right here, homie.
All
right.
I gotta include myself.
You do, because if you don't love you, who else is gonna love you?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I can't depend on nobody to love me but me.
That's exactly right. Now, when it comes to, if you had to say something from your heart to your brother and sisters in the DJ game, to their ears, what would you like to say?
Give other people a chance. There's quite a bit of separation among us in regards of our style and what we prefer as the tool of the trade, so to speak. We need to get together on that, because really, when it comes down to that hardwood floor, carpet, or tiled floor, or whatever it is that people are dancing on, they can give a fuck less what you banging on. And I just wish that we can just respect each other's, way of expressing their art without, putting our own, our own opinion as far as what it should be, because everyone has their own way of expressing art. And when it really boils down to it, that's just what it is. It's art.
It's art.
It's just not on canvas. It's through the ears, the soul, your movement. You know what I'm saying?
And is there like a go-to track that that you like to play? Who was that? Oh, that was a Nervous Breakdown said every DJ must have their own theme track. So if you had to pick your own theme track, what would it be?
That's a good one. Because it all depends on my mood. I don't play the same thing. You're not gonna hear the same thing.
You know what? I can honestly say I've
me.
never heard you play the same thing.
No.
Like, I really haven't.
No, I don't even come close to playing the
I'm
same.
sorry,
I mean, there are some tracks that I do like to play, but
Give me 3.
one I always keep, and I will go to it, and that's Glenn Underground's Vision 2009 remix. I love that track. I just love the foot in it. It's tight and bouncy at the same time, and the underneath rumble of it. I love that, and his the way that he plays the keys on it. So yeah, that's one of my go-to tracks. Uh, what else? I don't know. I know that's one of them. I like to play that Smoking Beats Dr. Love, which is one of your favorite.
That is one of my favorites. That really, ooh,
Um,
ooh, ooh.
Unfortunately, I haven't put that on in digital format yet, so whenever I play that is usually if I'm doing a vinyl set.
Now, are you more of a vinyl purist, or it really doesn't matter what you play on, just as long as you can play?
Again, I don't really have too much of a preference. You know, I like to play between CDs, vinyl, and thumb drives, whatever that that's available. I haven't really done the laptop thing, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful or anything when I say it that way. I just find it I'm more comfortable with having the actual hardware.
I think one time I remember you telling me, I don't know if it was you or the butcher, but somebody said they like playing vinyl because they like the crackling and the hiss, the way the needle hits the record, and it made me appreciate vinyl, a lot more too. And
Well,
it's just, I guess it's just something because you came from vinyl. But a lot of people don't know is you really started out as a techno fan.
yeah, yeah. I started off as a techno fan. I mean, I've always liked house, but as far as spinning, I started off spinning techno because around that time that techno was coming out, that's when I was starting to get into dance music a little more. I grew up in a household where we pretty much listened to everything, where it was rock, punk, gospel, R&B, soul, disco. We listened to it all in my household. Jazz. Actually, jazz is my first love
Yeah, that
out
I
of all
knew.
genres.
So, what's your favorite? Excuse me, jazz.
There's so many, and again, by me being a lover of music,
It's kind of hard
it's
for you
kind
to
of hard
pick.
to pinpoint.
I
But
get you.
Pat Metheny is up there. Miles Davis. And I hate to really pigeonhole them as my favorite because there's so many out there. I just love music.
Okay.
As long as it's good and it hits my soul,
Then that's all that
that's what I'm
matters.
running with.
Now, the first time I really heard you play was a time that, we're doing this in my kitchen and I'm looking at the curtains and I'm like, oh, I need to wash them damn curtains. So
Are you
I'm
putting that
trying,
in the video, girl?
because I'm trying to concentrate, but I'm looking at the curtains like, I need to put them in. Anyway, the first time I actually heard you really play for a crowd was the night that Charisma came. And no disrespect to Charisma at all, but people left Charisma and came to see you. Because and when you DJ, you get down and you get all the way down and your nose is touching the EQ and the fader. Is the EQ and the fader the same thing?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm still learning. I like to watch you guys do what you do. A lot of
I,
times I'll sit there, I won't dance. I'll watch you all do what you do because it's so awesome to see you turn those little knobs and mess with the EQ and the fader and manipulate sound. And I guess that's what you all are. You're sound manipulators.
uh, yeah, some of us can be. It all depends on what they're doing,
Now you know
but
who's good at manipulating sound? The butcher.
hmm
The butcher can manipulate. I've really never heard anybody freak buttons like I've heard him freak buttons. That's
yeah,
what I
he's
call it.
good on that board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's all
is.
right.
Now,
Yeah.
have you ever had a residency any place?
Yeah, actually, I had a residency out in Royal Oak when I first started into the game. It was called the Groove Room. It was located at what is that? 12 Mile in Maine, was it? And it's a little box bar, and it used to have a Cooper Mini on top of it.
I remember that place.
I had a residency there.
Oh, okay. You the ish.
Yeah, I played techno and soulful house in that spot. I did that for about 6 to 8 months or something like that. Between that time, I was going down to 246 and get myself acquainted with Bruce and the rest of the fellas. So when that phased out at the Groove Room, I became more of a staple at 246.
Okay. Now, you know something that you and I talk about on a personal level a lot is paying DJs, you know, for their time, their skill. And I believe if you're going to play, you got to get paid. And I'm not talking about $25, $35, and $45. I mean, you need to get paid. If you're playing, you need to get paid. What's your spin on that? I mean, I know what it is, but
Well, yeah. If you taking the time out to book a DJ, then yeah, he should get paid. But first and foremost, the promoter should, when they're inviting these cats to come out and play, they need to establish it first. And these DJs need not to just automatically expect that when they're getting invited out that they're getting paid.
wait,
That
wait,
should
wait,
be
wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no, no.
Okay, because I've
I'm
been
saying
see y'all about to see what we do on the phone. That nah, fuck that.
no.
Whatever.
Listen,
All
let me
right.
finish.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have not first established the monies before you pack your bag and go down there, don't expect it.
But that's not what you said. You
You
said
establish
you don't-
the money before you walk out the door.
You said don't play and expect to get paid, and then you flip flopped and said you got to establish the money factor first.
Yes.
So what is it?
Establish the money factor
Okay,
first.
all I'm saying is be clear on what
Establish
the
the
fuck
money factor first.
you're saying. Okay.
You have to do that
Yeah, that's true.
in order to expect to get paid.
Well, yeah, that's true. Do you when you play? Do you work with or without
You
contract?
fill out an application on a job. You go to an interview. They say what do you expect to get paid? You tell them. Y'all negotiate there. You accept the job on what you negotiated.
Okay, all right. I mean, teach me, school me, tell me something. Is all I'm saying. Don't be looking at me like that, like you want to do something.
If you just willy nilly, someone calls you and say, "Hey, look, I want you to come down and play a bit." If you don't say, "Well, how much are you? You know what it's looking like, bro?" Then you haven't established anything. You're just going down there to play.
And do you think that that's cheapened the game in?
Yes, it has. You've cheapened yourself.
And by cheapening yourself, you cheapen the game.
Yes, because that promoter is gonna expect that every time. They're not even gonna take you serious as far as.
And they're gonna use you.
Yeah,
they're gonna use
absolutely.
you every time.
Every time.
And keep all the money in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So we really want to end on a positive note, because I don't want to end it that way. And we're like 22 minutes in, and I knew talking to you, you and I were gonna have a lot to say, just because you've taught me so very much about the music, and you've taught me so very much about the scene, and I've appreciated everything that you have taught me, and moreover I appreciate you for being a down and true friend when you didn't have to be my friend, but you chose to be my friend. And I think you chose to be my friend because I can cook, but
No, you can bang a little bit in the kitchen. You can bang a little bit.
I'll be banging though. You won't eat these pig feet I done cooked.
No, I don't do the pork thing.
You don't do the pork. You trying to be like Marcellus Pittman?
I made pork before he was even born.
I was just kidding. So in closing, we got the top 5 DJs. Is there anything else that you Sweepy?
No, I just had something in mind. Contacts.
Eye booger. Oh, okay. I got some eye stuff if you want to use it.
No, I'm alright.
Good, cause I don't know where your eye been, cause you nasty.
You think so?
I know so.
I don't think you do.
Okay, whatever. So is there anything else that you would like for your people to hear? Because you do need to be heard more. You do need to be booked more. And this is an argument that John and I have all the time. All the time. I want you to get your mojo back,
Yeah.
Because John, you really are a hell of a DJ. And
Thank
you
you.
know it. You know you are.
No. I'm only as good as my last gig.
Nigga. I'm sorry for the white people listening to this. You just gonna have to hear us talk. Nigga. You just said. Something, and I just lost track of what you just said. But you just said this, that you were one of your top fives. If you're one of your top fives, then you need to get out and play more, and you did lose your mojo. And I'm trying to get you to, I'm trying to get your sexy back.
Well, the thing
Light skin ain't in no more, but the big fellas is coming back in style.
Well, maybe I have a chance then,
Maybe
right?
you do.
Shit.
And you got good hair.
Good hair. Oh, there we go with that shit.
It's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia.
Right here. I'm telling you. But no, I have my periods of time where home life obligations take over from
and that's totally understandable.
Yeah, and I'll always have love for the music, and I always would love to get out and bang.
So this is what I need you guys to do. I'm going to start a campaign. Help get John Easley's mojo back. Let's get John Easley out there to play. Let's get him down there to Friends. Let's get him out there to Mix. Let's get him out there to Motor City Wine. Let's get him out to the Bosco. Let's get him out to the Grasshopper. Am I saying this because it's a shame, John?
What?
Look into the camera. There you go. Let's get him wherever you play, he needs to play. Because the brother is he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Mm-hmm. And plus my hand is getting tired. I keep shaking the thing and I'm sleepy.
You sleepy?
I'm not really. I'm just bored.
Okay.
You want to go down to Motor City Wine?
Man, come on now.
We going?
I'm trying to be a good boy. I got to be to work tomorrow.
At what time?
5 p.m. But I got shit to do.
Oh, whatever.
Shit to do in the morning.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, this has been Popping Up on the Player with my boy, my best friend. I got him in the settlement, John Easley. And catch us in traffic.
Yeah.
Peace.
For sure.